Hey, hello guys, welcome to IQCIVILS IAS Academy, a great coach transforms life. Today we are going to discuss a evergreen important topic from the static portion of environment and ecology, and this topic is static as well as current affair. I am covering this topic for 2023 preliminary examination because it was in current affair. So name of the topic is Montreal Protocol. It will be covered by me, Dr. Sachin Kadam, a faculty at IQCIVILS IAS Academy, Guwahati. So what exactly Montreal Protocol is, what is Kigali Agreement, what is ozone layer, and what is the status of the Montreal Protocol and India, what are ozone depleting substances. We will discuss all these things in this session, but before that, let me explain you what exactly ozone layer is. So on our earth, there are different layers of the atmosphere. For example, the lowermost layer of the atmosphere will go to the Google and I will show you the different layers of the atmosphere. Okay, the lowermost layer is known as troposphere. Climatic phenomena that happen on the earth, they take place in the troposphere. So the lowermost layer is troposphere. Just give me a second. The proper image. Yes, this one is better. I will just take this image to our PPTs so that I can explain you it in a proper way. Just give me a second. You might have learned this in geography also, in the climatology. So in this image you can see the lowermost layer of our atmosphere is troposphere, whose height is up to 20 kilometer. Beyond 20 kilometer and up to 50 kilometer, another layer is there. This is known as stratosphere. So in this stratosphere, there is one layer and we call that ozone layer. Ozone is a molecule of oxygen which contains three atoms of the oxygen. Normally the oxygen that we inhale, which is present in troposphere, that is O2, two atoms of the oxygen. But ozone is made up of three atoms of the oxygen, we call that. So in this ozone, when this ozone is present in the stratosphere, there are different sun rays that enter into our earth atmosphere. There are UV rays, there are visible light as well. This visible light is not harmful to us, but ultraviolet rays are very harmful to human health, and if they come in contact with human skin, they can cause skin cancer. So we have a special arrangement in our atmosphere, that is in stratosphere. We have the layer of ozone. Here you can see this is the layer of the ozone. This is ozone molecule. So there are different categories of the UV rays, UVA rays, UVB rays, and there is one more called UVC rays. So when these UV rays travel towards the earth, so ozone layer shields earth from UV rays. How it does? So these UV rays will be absorbed by this ozone molecule, and because of the interaction between ozone molecule and UV rays, normally this ozone molecule converts into O2 and O, and again they will react and ozone will be formed. So there is a continuous destruction and formation of the ozone layer in the stratosphere. So the ozone present in stratosphere, it is known as stratospheric ozone, and this stratospheric ozone is very important and very crucial when it comes to absorbing UV rays which are coming from the sun. These UV rays are absorbed by this ozone. Okay. Now if this ozone layer gets destroyed, so there will be no umbrella, there will be no shield that will protect earth's surface or the humans or different forms of the life from the UV rays which are harmful and which can cause cancer. So destruction of this ozone layer can lead to the entry of these harmful ultraviolet rays on the surface of the earth, and it can create many cancer, many type of diseases. So to prevent that, ozone layer is very important. Then what is leading to the destruction of this ozone layer? So the refrigerators that we use, fire extinguishers that we use, then pesticides which are used in agriculture. All these materials they contain, for example, all the cooling system, particularly refrigerants, they contain chlorofluorocarbons and chlorofluorocarbons. Then fire extinguishers contain halogens and pesticides contain methyl bromide. When these three pollutants reaches the ozone layer, that is in stratosphere, so what exactly they do? Number one, ultraviolet rays split chlorine atom from the CFC molecule. So this is the molecule of chlorofluorocarbon or CFC released from the refrigeration or from the refrigerants. So this lead to the release or breakdown of this one chlorine molecule from the chlorofluorocarbon. Then this chlorine molecule reacts with the ozone molecule. So the chlorine molecule reacts with ozone and breaks it up. So this leads to the breakdown of the ozone molecule, and this chlorine forms a bond with oxygen. So this is chlorine and oxygen, and this is O2. So this ozone molecule is destroyed. It binds with one oxygen atom to form chlorine monoxide and leaves oxygen behind O2. This way, chlorofluorocarbon leads to the destruction of ozone molecule. And when this ozone molecule is destroyed by the chlorofluorocarbon, obviously, slowly the concentration of ozone molecule in the stratosphere will reduce, and when the concentration of ozone molecule in stratosphere reduces, it leads to the entry of cancer causing UV rays on the surface of the earth, and these UV rays are very harmful. So how we came to know ki whether there is the destruction of ozone layer about the hole in the ozone layer in the Antarctic. This ozone hole was first close to 1970. They might have given the years, yes. You can see the ozone layer, ozone hole. This blue part is the ozone hole. The Antarctic, that is southern pole, since 1995 you can see it was bigger, but now it is healing because of our efforts for the preservation of ozone in the stratosphere. Okay, we are measuring the ozone hole since 1995, but the year, if you observe, in which year ozone hole was first detected? In 1986. See, I told you, ozone hole in first detected in 1986, and when we detected this ozone in the Antarctic, immediately next year we came up with the Montreal Protocol in 1986. So before I go ahead with Montreal Protocol, number one, ozone layer, just remember these things. Ozone layer is present in stratosphere. This is first fact that you need to remember. Second fact that you need to remember, ozone layer, or I would say stratospheric layer, protects Earth and life on Earth from harmful UV rays. But but because of the use of CFC, because of the use of halogens and because of the use of methyl bromide, particularly CFC, ozone layer got destroyed and we found a very large hole in the ozone layer at the south pole in 1986. So we decided to repair the ozone hole, or we decided to do something that will bring ozone layer back, and that is related to Montreal Protocol. Let's see why Montreal Protocol, why it was in news. International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer was celebrated on 16 September with the theme Montreal Protocol at 35. Global Cooperation Life on Earth. So we celebrated 35th Ozone Day on 16th of September 2022, and that's why Montreal Protocol came into news. The first fact that you need to remember, Montreal Protocol came into existence in 1986, and the main objective of Montreal Protocol is to reduce emission of ozone depleting substances. We call that ODS. What is the main objective of Montreal Protocol? To reduce the emission of ozone depleting substances, and Montreal Protocol came into existence in 1987, and this Montreal Protocol is part of the Vienna Convention, which came into existence in 1985. So Protocol of Vienna Convention for the protection of the ozone layer. So second fact, or I would say, remember like this: 1985 Vienna Convention. This Vienna Convention of 1985 is related to the reduction of the emission of ozone depleting substances, or I would say protection of ozone layer. Vienna Convention of 1985 is related to protection of ozone. First fact. Then 1986, we found ozone hole in the ozone layer, particularly in the Antarctic region, or you can call that South Pole. Okay. And in 1986, we came up with one protocol. The name of that protocol is Montreal Protocol, which is related to the reduction of emission of the ozone depleting substance. Remember this timeline for now. One more addition will be there. So let's go. So why Montreal Protocol was in news? International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer was celebrated on 16th of September with the theme Montreal Protocol at 35. Global Cooperation Protecting Life on Earth. About Montreal Protocol 1987, it is the Protocol of Vienna Convention for the protection of the ozone layer in 1985. Governments, scientists and industry worked together to cut out 99% of all ozone depleting substances, and you know three names of ozone depleting substances: any compound that contains chlorine, and any compound containing chlorine if it is capable to travel to the stratosphere, so we call that material ozone depleting substances. CFC, HCFC, then halon and methyl bromide. Even material containing bromine and which is capable to reach the stratosphere, that is also ozone depleting. Okay. So government, scientists and industry work together to cut out 99% of all ozone depleting substances. Membership ratified by 198 UN member states including India. So India already ratified the Montreal Protocol. Now what is Kigali Agreement? Kigali Agreement was adopted in 2016 and it entered into force in 2019. So stories like this: 1985 Vienna Convention. This Vienna Convention is related to the protection of the ozone layer. Why to protect ozone layer? If there is no ozone layer, harmful UV rays will reach on the Earth's surface. 1986, we detected ozone hole. Then 1987, Montreal Protocol came into existence, which speaks about reduction in the emission of the ozone depleting substances such as CFC, HCFC, halon, and methyl bromide. And in 2019, Kigali Agreement came into existence. And what this Kigali Agreement says, this is the timeline of very important. So adopted in 16, but it came into force in 2019. That's why I am saying that this Kigali Agreement came into existence in 2019. It provided a path to achieve 80% reduction in HFC consumption by 2047. Actually, what happened? We replaced these CFC with HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. But the problem with HFC is they are greenhouse gases, means they can cause global warming, and global warming leads to the climate change. Okay, so the main objective of Kigali Agreement to reduce the emission of hydrofluorocarbon or HFC. Okay, adopted because Montreal Protocol led to replacement of CFC or chlorofluorocarbons, HFC or hydrofluorocarbons, which do not destroy the ozone layer but are extremely potent in causing global warming. Got it? So this is the timeline related to the ozone layer protection. Kigali Agreement do not speaks about protection of ozone layer directly, but yes, it speaks about the climate change of the global warming. Okay, now you know the chemistry of the ozone layer, how chlorofluorocarbon can destroy ozone and convert it into chlorine monoxide and the oxygen. Okay, now what is the status of India and the Montreal Protocol? So India became party to the Montreal Protocol in 1992. Montreal Protocol came into existence in 1987 and India became party to the Montreal Protocol in 1992. India has successfully made phase out targets of ozone depleting substances as per Montreal Protocol schedule. Approved the ratification of Kigali Agreement to Montreal Protocol in 2021. So Kigali Agreement came into force in 2019 and India ratified Kigali Agreement in 2021. Now what is the meaning of ratification of Kigali Agreement? India passed a law in Indian Parliament to declare that Kigali Agreement, all the provisions of Kigali Agreement are legally binding on India, because India passed a law to implement Kigali Agreement in India through its parliament. So the simple meaning of ratification is when a country passes a law to implement a particular international agreement in their own parliament. So we call that country has ratified that particular agreement. Okay. Accordingly, India has to start phase down by 2020. It means what is the main objective of Kigali Agreement? The main objective of Kigali Agreement is to reduce the emission of HFC. What are HFC? Hydrofluorocarbon. What they do? They are responsible for they are greenhouse gases, or they are responsible for the climate change. So to deal with the emission of the HFC or to deal with the climate change, Kigali Agreement was passed and India ratified Kigali Agreement in 2021, and India promised that India will phase out the use of HFC by 2028. So accordingly, India has to start phase down by 2028 and cut HFC or hydrofluorocarbon emission by 15% of 2024-26 level by the year 2047. Not much important, just remember India ratified Montreal Protocol and India ratified Kigali Agreement as well. Okay, let's go ahead. About ozone and ozone depleting substances. What is ozone layer? concentrated in the stratosphere, which absorbs harmful UV rays. I told you this. Then thinning of the ozone layer in 1985. Ozone hole over the Antarctic was detected for the very first time in 1986. I told you this also. Why there is a ozone hole in the ozone layer? Because man-made chemicals having high ozone depleting potential, or ODP, these materials or these chemicals went to the stratosphere and they started destroying ozone. That's why there is a hole or thinning of the ozone layer. What are those chemicals which are responsible for the destruction of ozone in ozone layer? Number 1, CFC or chlorofluorocarbons. Number 2, halogens. Number 3, methyl bromide. And number 4, bromochloromethane. So remember, any chemical containing chlorine and any chemical containing methane, both these chemicals, or both these, sorry, not methane, bromine, both these are responsible for the destruction of ozone layer, ozone. Okay, where exactly these ozone depleting substances are used? Number 1, refrigerators. Number 2, air conditioners. Number 3, fire extinguishers. And number 4, foams. Actually, it is said that they are mainly used in the cooling systems, any cooling system. So what we did after Montreal Protocol, we decided to phase out ozone depleting substances, or ODS. So we replaced ozone depleting substances like CFC with HFC, and in Kigali Agreement we are saying that we will replace HFC as well. So impact of ozone layer depletion. It increases the risk of skin cancer and cataracts. It weakens human immune system, decreases agricultural productivity. It also affects terrestrial and aquatic biogeochemical cycle. So it is not only about cancer. It can harm your eyes. It can harm your immune system. It can impact agricultural productivity, as well as it can interfere with the biogeochemical cycle, that is cycle that involves the movement of the nutrients from the reservoir to the living organism and back to the reservoir. Okay, clear? Then related news, ozone depleting gas index. This is released by US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. It is released by NOAA. Remember, very important for your preliminary examination. Then second, it tracks the overall stratospheric concentration of ozone depleting chlorine and bromine from long-lived ozone depleting substances relative to its peak concentration in early 1990. Just remember, the name itself tells you that this index measures the concentration of different types of ozone depleting gases or ozone depleting material. It is released by National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of USA. Then very important, this fact is very important. Ozone concentration is commonly measured through Dobson unit. Remember, they can ask you Dobson unit is used to measure what, or Dobson unit is the unit used for the measurement of, your answer will be ozone concentration. What are the key findings? Overall concentration of ozone depleting substances in the mid-latitude stratosphere in 2022 are back to those observed in 1980, before ozone depletion was significant. Means ozone layer is healed. So see, when we take positive efforts, so environment bounces back, biodiversity bounces back. So we are still, we have everything in control. We still have everything in control, because environment has the intrinsic tendency to repair itself when we leave environment, or when we remove harmful material or harmful substances from the environment. Okay, so this is all about ozone depletion and ozone depleting substances. You got it, and I hope you will keep these things in mind. This is very, very important. Now, next topic that is very, very important for your prelims, and for sure there will be a question on this topic. The name of this topic is Mission Life or Lifestyle for Environment. Why this topic is important? Because our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, in like in 2020 or 21, maybe, let me search. Life mission was launched by PM Namo. This mission is launched by Indiana, that's why. Life mission launched by PM Namo in which year? Launched in 2022 because it launched by the Prime Minister of India, so it becomes very, very important for our preliminary examination. Just remember one fact about the life, it is related to the climate change. So what exactly life is, what are the targets under the life mission, who is implementing this mission, what is the vision of this life mission, and what are the different phases of the mission life approach. We will discuss all these things, but we will discuss this in another lecture. Today's lecture is limited to the Montreal Protocol only. So that's it for the day. Remember, we are starting our new batches from 26th of April. These batches are available online as well as offline. To join these batches, you need to register yourself, and these are the numbers on which you are supposed to register so that you can book your seat on our offline or online batches, and you can enjoy the quality content or quality material provided by the IQCIVILS IAS Academy for APSC as well as UPSC. And you might have went through our videos on our YouTube channel. This is our Telegram channel. One more thing, this is our Telegram channel. uh, it is pinned in the comment section. You have to join this Telegram channel so that these notes which are in the format of PDF, these will be available to you. If you want ready-made PDF notes that are through which I am teaching, so you need to join our Telegram channel. There you can get all these PDF notes. So this is for PDF. Then we regularly post different types of videos which are very, very important for your UPSC and APSC prelims as well as mains examination on our YouTube channel. So it is my request to everyone, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will not miss any important video which might help you to crack UPSC or APSC examination. And if you like our video, so like this video, share this video with your friends who are preparing for UPSC or APSC, because they will not miss on the very important or quality content. So this is all from my side, guys. Thank you. To discuss about the life mission and some more topics from the environment and ecology which are very, very important for your prelims as well as for your mains examination. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye, take care, sayonara. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, share this video, and register yourself to our online as well as offline batches which are starting soon in the month of April. And it is the right time to start your preparation, because if you are planning to appear for 2024 now, so it is the right time to start your coaching, start your preparation for APSC as well as UPSC examination. Okay, so that's it from my side, guys. Bye bye, take care, sayonara.